Welcome to Knockhill Racing Circuit, and we have the Celtic Speed Mini Cooper Cup cars on track just now, and it's a reverse direction meeting, and what a difference a meeting makes. Not only are we going a different direction, look at these beautiful weather conditions, unlike round number one. But like round number one, Robbie Dalgleish is the form man. He's on pole position from Josh Hislop, Mark Geraghty and Ian Munro, with Ian Bunthorne, Michael Weddle, Vic Hovey Jr, Craig Blake, Daniel Patterson and Neil Methvin rounding out the top 10. So here we go, we're under starters orders already for mini race number one, about to blast off down towards the hairpin, and this is so important that they get a good start here. Will it be Dalgleish or will it be Josh Hislop for the DSR team? On the front of the grid, cracking qualifying for Hislop. Can he make that count in the race? The red lights are all on, full complement of lights, and away we go, and it's a Robbie Dalgleish flyer as we go down towards the hairpin. Dalgleish certainly had that car moving before Hislop as we all come down towards the hairpin, tucking in behind Dalgleish. That looks like it's Mark Geraghty, is it? Or is it Bunthorne? It's Geraghty. Bunthorne is in the mix. Weddle gets a little tap in the side from Bunthorne, and that's Vic Hovey, who's made an amazing start, and that's a bit unusual. He goes underneath a couple of cars out of the hairpin and there's contact, and that looked like Josh Hislop was on the receiving end of that and into the gravel as we go on board with Vic Hovey. It's not Scott Forbes. Do not be fooled by the stickers on the dashboard. Forbes and Hovey have swapped cars this weekend. Forbes will be in the Mini Cooper S, and in the Celtic Speed Mini Cooper car we have got Vic Hovey as they come leaping through the chicane there. A little bit wide for one of the BSS cars. In fact, that was Neil Methvin a little bit further down there, making a little bit of a wide manoeuvre going through. But he did manage to get through the chicane for the first time of asking. The dust gets kicked up from the exit of McIntyre's as Dalgleish leads onto the main straight for the first of the racing laps as we go underneath the Beatson's Building Supply Bridge towards the hairpin. And that's a decent little lead he's got over Michael Weddle, who Weddle survived that little bit of contact at the hairpin on lap one when it just looked like everybody was trying to snuggle into the apex of the corner. Wow, round the outside, is that Geraghty trying to have a go at Vic Hovey, but Vic will show him the edge of the track. He's now looking at his mirror, looks at his driver's mirror, back up to the top mirror. Yeah, Vic's busy in that car. He's also going to try and look out the windscreen at the man in front of him, but these two charging away at the front, Dalgleish and Weddle, as we come in towards Clark Corner, tipping over the edge and down the back straight we come now. Vic Hovey under increasing pressure further down. But once again, Robbie Dalgleish is, well, we coined him Mr. Invincible after the first meeting. And at that first meeting, out of 27 racing laps, Robbie Dalgleish led 24 of the laps, winning all three races and stamping his authority again over this reverse direction meeting we have here at Knockhill. But onto the main straight we have a safety car. The safety car boards out, so something has happened out of our sight. Oh, there it is there. Fiona Kindness gets pulled out of the gravel. Very quick extraction by the team, and we're back racing again in towards the hairpin. Hovey, decent start, he's right in the back. Weddle's looking at going up the inside of Dalgleish. He's trying to go up the inside. Big lock up Michael Weddle. He's not going to stop that. He half spins the car. Great bit of car control there, but well, he had to have a shot, didn't he? Unfortunately, he's made himself lose quite a handful of positions now as Robbie Dalgleish survives that assault, heads towards Clark's, now with Vic Hovey Jr behind him and Mark Geraghty. Then we've got Craig Blake, Ian Munro, and Craig Blake having a good weekend. New team, new beginnings for Craig Blake, and I was looking at that car in the holding area. It's got very, very aggressive setup on it, the car. Quite high at the back, low at the front, quite a bit of rake thrown at that car, maybe to try and promote some front end grip and loosen up a little bit of the back end grip as he's under a bit of pressure now from car number 23, Ian Munro, as they come back up through Duffy's Dip and over the crest of the hill. Still leading the way though is Robbie Dalgleish. Has anybody got an answer for this man as they tuck into the slipstream? Vic Hovey looks to get right behind Dalgleish now. Unfortunately, Dalgleish already covering that inside line as they come down towards the inside of the hairpin. The rest of the minis all stream through the shot just now. Mark Geraghty on the outside. He leaves a huge door on the inside, and you don't want to do that when Craig Blake's behind you, because he'll put that little black and green mini right into that space. But Geraghty actually got a good slingshot through the hairpin there. He's all over the back of Vic Hovey Jr as they head towards Clark just now. And all 3, 4, 5 of them breaking away at the front from Ian Bunthorne, and then the recovering Michael Weddle, who is down just now. And spare a thought for Josh Hislop as well. we might see him just at the back. Yes, Josh Hislop is there, front row man, but unfortunately given no room at the hairpin, and a little bit of grassy excursion on the way at the corner cost him severely. Dougie Simpson goes through in car number 81, and as ever, the Celtic Speed Mini Cooper Cup cars, guys and girls, giving us some fabulous racing here. And Celtic Speed backing the championship once again, and the help of Celtic Speed this time, it's subsidising entries for everybody to go to Kirkiston to try and promote drivers to use these away rounds and make them better drivers in the future. But look at that, Vic Covey gets done by Geraghty, goes round the outside. The man they call Gez in the team. What a stunning manoeuvre that was from Geraghty, and he's just nudging the back of Robbie Dalgleish there. That was something pretty special. Vic Covey probably thought he had that corner covered, and Mark Geraghty right around the outside. It is doable, and yeah, Craig Blake now having a look at the inside as they go through Clark Corner, so it's changing, not for the front, but the positions behind Robbie Dalgleish. Geraghty, Covey, Blake and Monroe now. So Mark Geraghty has unfinished business. Can he make another position up? Can he get ahead of his nemesis this year? As further down, Weddle sides underneath, there's a great word, underneath Ian Bonfrone, and that's really hurt Ian. He's going to get done by Josh Hislop as they go up the hill. Hislop was on the inside for the top of the hill as they make their way up the main street again. Yeah, Hislop has got past, and it's Dougie Simpson now behind Ian Bonfrone as they coin off another lap in towards the hairpin. And a strong field, 23 cars in total as they come to hairpin again. Look at this. Around the outside, Geraghty tries it, but yeah, it's not Robbie Dalglish's first rodeo. He saw that coming probably from the previous lap, and all he has to do is release the brake just that little bit on the way in, and he can make sure Geraghty has to run a little bit wide through the apex of the corner as they head towards Clark now on the inside, using that, what is the exit cab? Oh, Craig Blake underneath Vic Covey Jr. Vic Covey sees that, tries to respond on the way at the corner, does so, side by side into the chicane. This will be Covey's all day. Blake will not be able to fight that off. It's an extremely fast entry into the chicane there. And Craig Blake, yeah, rather than losing another position to the hard-charging Ian Monroe, gives that one up. And back past goes Vic Covey. So Covey, Blake, Monroe, Weddle, Hislop, Bonfrone, Simpson all go up the hill with Neil Methvin just off the back. Cracking race for Neil Methvin, got to say that. We don't see Neil all the time. And he's in that lovely purplish car as side by side under the bridge. Weddle's on the inside of Blake. Blake looks like he's going to have to give that one up. The number 95 car will not be able to hold off that position. As once again, Geraghty likes that wide line through the hairpin. Weddle ahead of Blake, we can see that going through there. And Bonfrone not finished with Josh Hislop by the looks of things here as they leave the hairpin round towards Clark Corner. A little bit of trim hanging off the back of the 95 car for Craig Blake. That will not hamper him, he will not bother about that, and I wouldn't have thought race control, race direction will care about that either. As they come down the back straight towards the chicane, Dalgleish using a lot of curb on the way in and the way out, then start the climb back up through Butchers into McIntyre's. This happens so quickly. 1 minute you go through the chicane, before you know it, you're already braking for McIntyre's. It all comes at you so quickly, and then from here, apex of McIntyre's to basically the braking point, the hairpin, you will not be lifting out the throttle on one of these minis. You'll be pushing that and squeezing that as much as you can over the crest of the hill and underneath that Beatson's Building Supply Bridge to go for another lap as we go past the last lap board now. It's now or never for Mark Geraghty as Dalgleish does his customary, holds the inside line. It's his to hold, he can do that. Mark Geraghty, he's not going to do anything silly, that's for sure. And these minis, we've got to say, this year, a complete transformation in driving standards. 2019, we haven't had anybody upstairs in any judicials, which is fabulous news. Hard racing, but hard, clean racing as they go through Clark Corner. Still Dalgleish holds his own as he goes down the back straight towards the chicane. Geraghty, couple of car lengths behind Dalgleish, and in turn Covey a couple of car lengths behind, and then yeah, equidistant, there's a cracking word, but look at that, Ian Monroe, he's got a bit of a worry, and it comes in the shape of car number 7, Michael Weddle all over the back of him, but I think it's a little bit too late for Michael Weddle as they come through Duffy's Dip and over the crest of the hill, heading towards what will be the flag. Robbie Dalgleish really has been pretty sensational as we see Everybody going up over the crest of the hill now. In fact, that wasn't the last lap board. It was the last lap board. There we go, checker flags over the crest of the hill. Easy for the commentator to even get that wrong. And it's a cracking victory for Robbie Dalgleish. Another one, 4 out of 4 for Dalgleish. Gertie, Covey Jr., Ian Munro and Michael Weddle, with Craig Blake, Josh Hislop, Ian Bonthrone, Dougie Simpson and Neil Methvin. Fastest lap of the race. Fastest lap of the race, Vic Covey Jr. with a 62.3 second lap. Couple of lap records thrown in there as well for Vic Covey and for Ian Bonthrone in the newcomers class. What a cracking race number 1 for the minis. Let's hope race number 2 is just the same. Race number 2 for the Celtic Speed Mini Cooper Cup sees once again Robbie Dalgleish on pole position from Mark Geraghty and Vic Covey. The finishing order from race 1 produces the grid for race number 2. One man who won't be too happy with his race number 1 will be Michael Weddle. He did a good comeback drive, but that manoeuvre at the hairpin cost him dearly. Let's see, 5-second board, lights coming on the bridge and the start gantry. Full complement of lights. Who's going to get the jump to the hairpin? Down we go down towards the hairpin, and I would have to actually say that I think that's Mark Geraghty with the launch. It is. Geraghty cuts across the nose of Robbie Dalgleish. In towards the hairpin they come, and Geraghty from Dalgleish, Vic Covey Jr. trying the long way around the outside. We saw what happened to Hislop in race 1, but Robbie Dalgleish gives him quite a bit of room there, and in fact too much room, because on the inside of Robbie Dalgleish as they head towards the Clarks is Vic Covey, but Dalgleish just edges back alongside. Who's going to be bravest on the brakes? They both turn in. Dalgleish appears across the nose of Vic Covey Jr. Wow, how close do you like your minis? And a hand signal from Vic Covey. Maybe that was, come on Robbie, get your finger and let's go forward Robbie, that's what it was. But they've got to catch Geraghty, because Geraghty has absolutely sprinted away here and he has pulled the pin from lap number 1. He needs to do this. This has to happen. As we go up Duffy's Dip over the crest of the hill and on to lap number 2 we go. Past the cameras, Geraghty passes us now. Dalgleish, Covey, Weddle, Munro, Blake, they're all in there. It's the exact same mob as before, and it's an angry mob as Covey looks up the inside. Covey on the brakes, can he stop it? Yes, and he can't get past Robbie Dalgleish. Once again, no side contact, nothing ridiculous from the minis there. All very, very good as we come towards Clark. Covey checks his mirrors left, right and above, as Geraghty will be liking this. He's got a couple of, we're going to see a half-second lead over Robbie Dalgleish just now, but how long can he hold that lead for, and what has Robbie Dalgleish got in his locker? Because this is him getting asked off his abilities right now as they go through the chicane. Great line from Mark Geraghty there, made that look so smooth, and through Butchers. Robbie absolutely in the wheel tracks though. So anything Geraghty does, Dalgleish doing exactly the same. In towards McIntyre's to come. That was Ashley Morris just flashing through our shot there. And the race 1, we should mention that Ashley did take the Ladies' Cup honours. She was ahead of Fee Kindness. So over the line they go to start yet another lap here at Knockhill Racing Circuit. On the outside goes Dalgleish. Now we watched Geraghty do this in race number 1. He's going to try and cut back through the apex of the corner and get a cut back on the exit, but unable to keep the car down below and tight on Geraghty's back quarter panel. So they head towards Clark's as they were. Having said that, the gap somewhat shrunken at the front between 1 and 2, Geraghty and Dalgleish. Covey just off the back of him. And then behind Vic Covey we've got race number 1, wild child Michael Weddle, who I would imagine has a new set of tyres in that car, because the other ones might have looked like 50 pence pieces after that lock up at the hairpin. Through the chicane they all go. Vic Covey a little bit untidy for Vic there. Oh, big bit of air off the curb. That might let Weddle have a shot at the inside. No, Weddle decides to maybe look at the outside and locks a break up, but Geraghty's slowing everybody down in towards the pack. But it looks at things now, is Geraghty in trouble? Has Mark got a problem with that car? Because Robbie Dalgleish all over the back of him as they come onto the straight here, as is Vic Covey as they cross the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars all together now. What can Vic Covey do at the hairpin? He's checking his mirrors in the way, and Gertie slows him down. Here comes Covey. Wow, opportunistic or what? Can he go round the outside of Robbie Dalglish? No, Robbie will not let that happen. Oh, and a big bang in the side by, is that Ian Munro on Vic Covey? Vic won't be too happy about that. And that looks like Michael Weddle just creeps past as well as they head towards Clark's Cove. He's going to have to be brave here, but I think he's too far behind on the brakes to try and do anything with Weddle. He's going to try and cut back through the apex of the corner now, but not unable to get that many to stick and go through. And another little hand wave from Vic Covey there as we come down towards the chicane. So Covey loses a couple of positions in a hard battle there with Ian Munro, and Robbie Dalglish looked like he was having a manoeuvre for the lead, going into McIntyre's just out of shot. Yes, he's got it. They're almost 3 wide as they come into McIntyre's. Geraghty tries to hold off it's Ian Munro in fact, as they come over the crest of Weddle's in there as well though, as they all come towards the Beatson Building Supply Bridge. This is an absolute fantastic mini race. Down towards the hairpin. Look at it, it's like a formation flying just now. Dalglish on the inside from Geraghty. Weddle further back tries to have a go at Munro, and Craig Blake's come towards the party as well now. Vic Covey being shuffled back again, and the outcome of this is Ian Munro is alongside Mark Geraghty as they head towards Clark's. It doesn't look like he's got enough of an overlap, but it depends just how brave he is on the brakes as he comes towards Clark's. He's not backing out of it. He goes up the inside towards Apex. He gets second place. Cracking stuff there from Ian Munro to get past Mark Geraghty, and Mark will be absolutely raging inside that car because he was leading the race about half a lap ago until we got to this corner. He's now down in third place and fighting off Michael Weddle. He's fighting for his podium life as they come through the corner now, as Dalglish with a bit of a lead again, and we've said that so many times this year, and we're only at the second race meeting. Ian Munro in second, Mark Geraghty third, Michael Weddle, Craig Blake, Ian Bunthorne, Dougie Simpson, Vic Covey. What's happened to Vic Covey? He's fighting off Josh Hislop now as they head towards the hairpin, and moving and shaking further back down. Geraghty looking at the back of Munro, unable to do anything. Vic Covey leaving a lot of room on the inside. Are we about to see how many we are as we leave the hairpin? That's Josh Hislop there, side by side. Oh, look at Vic Covey's steering wheel. There's what's wrong. The steering wheel pointing towards the left, so that contact at the hairpin clearly affecting the handling of the number 17 car. You could just see that as you come at the hairpin there. Wondered why that car has lost so much pace and isn't where it should be. So the toe knocked out on Vic Covey's car. That'll make it slow in a straight line. It won't want to turn into corners, but he is not going down without a fight as they go through the chicane now. But unfortunately unable to keep up with the leading pack here, as through McIntyre's comes Robbie Dalglish, and he once again is the Pied Piper at the lead of the Celtic Speed Mini Cooper Cup race here. He comes onto the straight with everybody following that number 91 car. He is Mr. Invincible this year. He just can't stop winning as he comes over the crest of the hill and in towards the hairpin for another lap here. Munro defends quite heavily and then backs out of it from Mark Geraghty. Michael Weddle in there, Craig Blake in there, Vic Covey still holding off Josh Hislop, which is no mean feat considering the steering wheel is a fairly bit, shall we say, squint towards the left. Clark corner, Dalglish leads from the next trio of cars, and that would be Munro, Geraghty and Weddle. A little gap back to Craig Blake, but it's not a comfortable gap for Michael Weddle by any way, shape or form as everybody else comes through. This is brilliant mini racing, and is all the way through the field. We've got to see that. Dougie Simpson on the back of Bunthorne now. So Ian Bunthorne, he should be a little nervous inside that number 76 car, because we know how quick Simpson can be. He's worked his way up through the field, and he's onto the back of the second of the BSS Bunthorne Security Services cars, as Ian Bunthorne himself in turn throws a shape at the inside of Craig Blake, and he's alongside Craig Blake as they head towards the hairpin. Ian Walsh goes through there as well. We can see the white car going through, currently in 10th position. Ashley Morris, we've got Fee Kindness going through as well, and everybody else. You have a green. Barry Holmes flashes past there at the back as well. Lovely car Barry Holmes has produced this year, and thankfully it's staying that way. As we get towards Clark's now, it looks a little bit like Michael Weddle is just dropping off the pace of the battle for the final podium step. Mark Geraghty, that is good news for Gez, because that means he doesn't really have to drive in his mirrors. As Blake, there was a look at the inside of Bunthorne going to the chicane. Wow, good move. Ooh, Craig Blake, that was taking liberties with the exit curb there, or the second curb of the chicane. Thankfully the sump still attached to that Mini as he come through there. We did all fear for that as he went towards it. Yes, he did. As we go up through Duffus Dip now. Leslie's the right hand at the bottom and Duffus Dip at the top. Simon Holderness holds off Neil Methvin and Ian Walsh as they go over the crest of the hill. Daniel Patterson involved in that. And we've also got the reigning champion John Duncan in the race as well. We should mention that. Great to see JD back in a race car. Unfortunately, when you've not been back in the race car for so long, you jump in at this depth. Yeah, they're sharks, every single one of them. They will give you absolutely nothing. And as we come towards Clark's, look at this. Geraghty trying to have a go. My God, oh, sorry, here Monroe. I had to hold my breath there. Contact, one of the fastest parts of the circuit. And that's got Michael Weddle back involved. Craig Blake with a bit of a strange manoeuvre there with Ian Bunthorne. Oh, that's Dougie Simpson retiring. I thought we were a bit open in that little battle there. They were all strewn out. And unfortunately, Simpson retires the number 81 car on the entrance towards Clark Corner and inside. And that's a great shame for him. But back at this, look at this. Michael Weddle's all over Mark Geraghty as they go through the left-hander, which is a right-hander this way, and over the crest of the hill at Duffus Dip. Brilliant racing at the front of the Minis. Robbie Dalgleish still holding his own and well and truly in command of this race. Checker flag comes out for Dalgleish once again. Ian Monroe, Mark Geraghty, Michael Weddle with a storming drive to 4th place. Craig Blake, Ian Bunthorne, the injured lame Vic Covey Jr. in 7th with a bent car from Hislop Holderness, and Ian Walsh rounds out the top 10. Another new track record for Robbie Dalgleish, takes it down to 62.263. Cracking stuff. Winning the female Ladies Cup, well, that was once again Ashley Morris. Woo!
Well done, Robbie. Another win, but you had to fight hard for that one.
Yeah, just saying that it's getting harder and harder every time. Terrible start. Mark's been a wizard at the start and he just absolutely done me off the line, and then he got a decent gap as well, so I really had to fight hard to stick a good lap time and get his bumper. And then when I got on him, I was kind of quicker the rest of the lap, and then as everyone keeps repeating it, it's so hard to overtake this way, but I just had to go for it. As I said there, I've got a lot of respect for Mark there, because I threw it in his inside. A lot of drivers would have still just tried to turn in there, but he gave me the place pretty fair and square, so it's good racing out there.
You've cracked your front number plate. Did you give someone a little love tap?
I just gave Mark a wee boost on the straight.
We'll leave it at that. Well done again, and see if you can make it 6 out of 6.
Try my best anyway.
P3 finisher Mark Geraghty, you were leading that race, but you finished on the podium and you're still on the point, so you've got to be happy.
Yeah, I can't complain. I thought first few laps and then got out the front, kind of looked in the mirror, seen the gap was kind of maintained to Robbie there, and I thought just knuckle down, go on. But then there's a noise into Max. I was slow through there. There was a noise. I don't know if it's drive shaft, wheel bearing or something we're going to have to look at, but yeah, I don't know if it mentally slowed me down or it was kind of affecting the laps. I think it was affecting the laps, and then it was Robbie kind of closed in and in a fight with Ian. But can't complain because scoring the points, but then Robbie's got all them wins, so the points are stretching out. But yeah, as long as the car's in one piece, coming back in, enjoying winning some trophies, just have some fun. I say that just now, but no, I just want to back enjoy my race, and that's what I want, to come back this year and have a bit of fun. So yeah, being on the podium, yeah, but just need that top step at one point.
Well, consistency is key, so just keep up getting those points.
Yeah, hopefully get that top step at one point this season. So
I know, we're getting bored now of Robbie winning.
Aye, no problem, Fiona. Cheers.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
So here we go, the Celtic Speed Mini Cooper Cup race number 3, with the top 6 being reversed on the grid. Puts Ian Bunthorne and Craig Blake on the front row of the grid. Michael Weddle and Mark Geraghty and Ian Monroe and Robbie Dalgleish. We're already under starters' orders. Here we go, perfect weather conditions. They've heated these Yokohama tyres up. We're almost ready to go. We just need the lights on the starter gantry, and well, can Robbie Dalgleish come back from 6th on the grid? We should have Vic Covey Jr., Josh Hislop, Simon Holderness, Ian Walsh and Neil Methvin. The 5-second board does go out. The lights are starting to come on the starter gantry. Full complement of lights. Who gets the jump? Away we go. It's pretty even from the front row. Geraghty and Weddle actually look like they have a better launch of the second row of the grid as they head down towards the hairpin for the first time of asking. But cutting across and holding his own will be Ian Bunthorne, with Well tucking in behind him. Blake's been the big loser here. Walsh tries to go around the outside. I was going to say Walsh. That was a great manoeuvre from Walsh. about 4 or 5 positions. He looks like he's trying to get up on the way in towards the hairpin, but it's Bond thrown from Geraghty and Weddle at the front just now. And then there's 3x3 as they head down towards it. It was now 2x2. All the way down the field, you would see Vic Covey is back up and in there. What a start Vic Covey's had, by the way. Cracking start to get himself into 4th place. And Robbie Dalglish just behind him in 5th. Oh, somebody wide. Was that Geraghty? Yes, it was. Or was it Bond thrown? Doesn't matter, because they're now under assault from Vic Covey as they go in towards McIntyre's. So this Celtic Speed Mini Cooper Cup race has absolutely started with a bang. The last race they have in the day, the final reverse grid. Geraghty leads, so that was Bond thrown that made the mistake at the chicane, and that's costly, very, very costly for him as they come underneath the bridge just now. He has got on the inside of him Vic Covey Jr. and Robbie Dalglish is tucked in beside that as well as all the cars come through. Covey going up the inside of Bond thrown. Can he make that stick? We've got Munro and then Blake behind him, and right now Robbie Dalglish struggling to get through the pack, but maybe just not wanting to risk too much in these early laps as they head towards Clark Corner. But you can gain so much in these early laps, but as Vic Covey showed us, you can also lose so much when the steering gets a little bit of a hit. Ooh, Walsh way up in the air there. Took a huge amount of the sausage curb on the inside, but I have to say, I think he was forced up there trying to go underneath somebody. And was that Hislop he was trying to go underneath, or was it Holderness? Either way, there was a whole heap of air underneath that white car, and here comes John Duncan up the inside. Now that's a late lunge. Oh, well, that was contact, and it was questionable for both drivers there. Walsh should have seen him coming, but JD was not far enough alongside. Unfortunately, a little bit of contact there. Let's hope that's not damaged the steering on the number 1 car as they make their way up the main straight to chalk off another lap. At the front, though, Mark Geraghty from Michael Weddle, Vic Covey, Ian Bunthorne, Ian Munro, Robbie Dalglish, Craig Blake, Josh Hislop, Simon Holderness. Walsh comes through as well, and Walsh is getting a huge attack now from car 86, Adam Morrison. And Adam Morrison with a great overtaking manoeuvre there. Got to say, tip of the hat to that one. Walsh looked like he actually tried to defend that, but Morrison was making his mark and he was coming through whether he liked it or not. Then we've got Ashley Morris in the fray as well. Fee Kindness, let's see if Fee a little bit further down just now. So Ash Morris again leading the way in the Ladies' Cup as Dalglish looks on the inside of the chicane. Wow, he does it. That's not an overtaking place. The corner entry is so fast there. But Robbie Dalglish slides the number 91 car up now into 5th place and gets ahead of Ian Bunthorne. A few cars kicking up a bit of dust there as we go through. Neil Methven's just behind John Duncan just now. But at the front, the man they call Gez, we've said that already, his team have a nickname for him. He is under big attack from Michael Weddle. And Michael Weddle's been all action today already. We saw him have a go at the lead in race number 1. He locked up from round about there and just kept on going. Eventually got the car stopped, doing a little bit of an almost handbrake turn with it at the hairpin and getting away. But right now, he is ahead of Vic Covey, who would be a teammate. We'd have to say that, both coming from the Minimax camp. But he is behind the ALM car, driven by Mark Geraghty right now. His teammate, Ian Bunthorne, and we can say team boss, behind Robbie Dalglish. And in a little bit no man's land right now was Dalglish weaving about in the back, the rear view mirror off Ian Munro there. Ian Munro just trying to put him off more than anything. I wouldn't imagine he was going to have another look there. He tries to look up the inside into McIntyre's, and Robbie looks like he's now starting to get that little bit impatient. While he's stuck in 5th place, he's got 4 fast cars ahead of him. That's the thing. If he wants to try and pass, and it's got to be clean, if he wants to try and do that, it's going to have to be absolutely perfect manoeuvres, and he needs to start doing it now, or he will run out of time. As we go in towards the hairpin, there's Adam Morrison still ahead of everybody else. Everybody else following Adam Morrison as they head towards the hairpin. It's Ian Walsh that is right underneath his bumper just now as the leaders come out the hairpin and head towards Clark Corner. 67 from 7 and 17. All the 7s at the front, and they use the entrance curb, which is the exit curb. There's a little track extension going in there. Don't have a problem with that. I like that myself. Down the back straight. Fastest lap of the race so far goes to Robbie Dalglish. Now remember, for the lap record in each of the previous races, the lap record today started at a 62.9. In race number 1, that was lowered first of all by Vic Covey. He done a 62.3. Dalglish done a 62.2 in the middle race. As somebody kicks up the gravel in the background there, Dougie Simpson has got his troubles fixed from race number 2 as well. So they're on lap record pace right now. doing 62, 7, 7 and 6 respectively at the front. But that's enough about lap times as Ian Walsh pulls out from the slipstream on Adam Morrison, and that's he's almost got an overlap there. Morrison's probably left that a little bit too late to defend, but we pick up the leaders from behind the lovely conifer or whatever that is coming out of the hairpin. It's not a conifer, I do know my trees, I'm sorry. As Robbie Dalgleish has had it happening, and Robbie Dalgleish drops down. Look at that, he's been passed by 2 cars, Bonthron and Blake. Will Blake get him? Yes, he does. So now Dalgleish goes down to, what, 7th place is that? That's a disaster for him if he wants to try and make it 6 out of 6 at the start of the year. And what has Mr. Invincible got in his back pocket? Because right now it's Gez who leads the way from Michael Weddle, from Vic Covey Jr. Not much junior about Vic Covey now, we've got to say that. I think we can maybe drop that tag sooner or later. We'll get Vic's idea on that, as Robbie Dalgleish has a lot of work to do now as we come up underneath the building, the Beatstons Building Supply Bridge. Great overtaking manoeuvre there by Craig Blake. Got to say that at Clark Corner. He held it out with Robbie Dalgleish. He was very, very brave in that one, because he could have quite easily folded under the pressure. Bonthron looks like he's going a little bit wide there. Blake will go up the inside of that. He does. Will Blake show him the edge of the track? He does. And that costs Ian Bonthron dearly. He's going to get passed by Josh Hislop as well on that running towards Clark Corner there. And nothing that Craig Blake did wrong there. Ian Bonthron unfortunately put himself in that position, and that cost him. Oh, Dalgleish goes up the inside of Craig Blake. Wow. There you go. That's how it's done. Robbie Dalgleish straight through, uses a bit of apex gear, gets a bit of air underneath the car. But that was pretty sensational. So he lost those 2 places, and he's now made the 2 places back up. He's got Ian Munro ahead of him. He needs to do something rather quickly. But having said that, if he looks in the rearview mirror right now, I'd be absolutely terrified seeing that number 95 car behind him as they come over the crest of Duffus, because Blake is in striking distance as they head towards that big braking zone and what is possibly the main overtaking place on the reverse direction configuration here at Knockhill, the hairpin. Into it they come, covering that inside line as he is allowed to. Mark Geraghty further down. No, Robbie Dalgleish looks, he wants to try and get this cut back on Ian Munro here, and he can't do it as Hislop still holds off Bonthron, only just though. And Simon Holderness was unable to make that stick as well, that previous pass on the last lap. As we all arrive at Clark's Corner, marshals, we need to thank the marshals standing watching some fabulous racing. If you fancy getting involved with a little bit of marshalling, that's easy to do. Just check out the SMRC's website, or SMMC. There's another website with some letters in it. They will direct you exactly where to go, and you could be standing ringside, or trackside I should say, for some fabulous, fabulous action here. Now there's a gap appearing at the front. Geraghty and Weddle have pulled the pin, and they're starting to drop Vic Covey back into the pack. There's a nice gap now, so Vic Covey better watch out. And this is good as we go on to the last lap. The board hangs out there, top of our screen. Last lap board. Simon Holderness has a look at that. In towards the hairpin. What's going to happen here? Everybody going down the white line on the inside. Dalgleish tries to go around the outside of one. Can he get Ian Munro? Yes, he can. He's alongside Ian Munro. Munro can't get him to the edge of the track now. So that's a good manoeuvre from Dalgleish. That should put him 4th by the time they get towards Clark Corner. But he's left it a little bit too late, has Robbie. Because yes, he is now in 4th place. But Mark Geraghty is 3 or 4 corners away from his first race win this year, as is Michael Weddle, if he can get past over the first curb of the chicane and the second curb, down the hill, back up the hill. Now the big compression at the bottom of Butcher's, the car goes very light there, as Vic Covey demonstrates on 2 wheels for us. Through McIntyre's, Mark Geraghty, a couple of gear changes away from a win. Where's Michael Weddle going? He cuts across the shortcut there, you could see, which is for going that direction, and unfortunately it's not going to work for him. Just think he ran out of road there as he come towards the checkered flag. It's going to be car number 67, Mark Geraghty, who takes the checkered flag there, and that's how close it is as they go past our flag marshal. Yes, round of applause from the spectators. That was a classic Celtic Speed Mini Cooper Cup race number 3, won by Mark Geraghty. Won by Mark Geraghty, I should say. Michael Weddle in 2nd place. The commentator's losing his voice as Vic Covey comes home in 3rd. Robbie Dalgleish salvages a 4th place. He was down to 7th at the end of that. Managed to work his way back up from Munro, Blake, Hislop, Bonthron, Holderness, and Adam Morrison takes the 10th position spot. Let's hand down to Fee in the pit lane and the paddock for some post-race interviews.
Ashley Morris, you've had a good day. 3 lady wins out of 3, must be pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm happy with the ladies' wins. I'm not 100% sure I can say if it's been a great day because qualifying didn't go as we'd hoped, and tested we had a bit of a nightmare of a day with X, Y and Z going wrong all over the shop. So it kind of, I feel like I think it put us on the back foot a wee bit coming in today, and it certainly, I think, maybe knocked my confidence coming in to the reverse direction round, and it's not my favourite direction either, but no, I'm happy with this. This makes up for it, definitely.
You've had some good battles today. I know, was it race 2 you had a good battle with John Duncan?
Yeah, I think possibly race 1 and race 2 actually. They were good, and it felt kind of good coming in thinking, I battled with last year's champion, so that was definitely good. But race 3 as well, it was good. I felt more like I was racing that time.
Well, it's nice to see you have a smile on your face, and best of luck for the way round at Kirkeston.
Oh, thank you very much. Cheers.
So Ian, you've had a good run today, 3 newcomer cups, and you seem to be adapting really well to the minis.
Yeah, touch wood. I've kind of tried to pick up some tips from Mark, and that's 6 out of 6 for the newcomers so far, so I'm happy with that. And it's good fun to be mixing up there in the first few meetings. Obviously I'm not going to have the pace to get any podiums as yet, but we'll see how it goes throughout the year, and hopefully we'll aim for that at some point. So.
It'll definitely come. Just talk us through the start.
It was good, got off the line quite well, managed to defend into turn 1 and right through the lap, and then of course the quicker guys came through, and I thought there's no point in me doing something silly to try and hold them up, so let them through where we could, and just carried on from there, and quite happy with the result in the end. Had a wee tussle with Josh Hislop at the hairpin, which lost a few places, so we would have been further up the position, but we're still happy with that, so good. Yeah.
Well, congratulations once again. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks, cheers.
Well, Michael, that was an exciting race. I've barely caught my breath. I don't know about you.
No, it was a good race with Mark. Tried everything and he blocked everywhere. So, no, I'll take a second place after the problems we've had today, so I'll take it.
Well, Vic Covey, nice to see you back on the podium. You've had a really good day.
Yeah, again, really formal, Fiona. But yeah, I had a great day, a couple of podium finishes. It's just been a lot of fun.
And you had another cracking start.
I did, that's 3 from 3. That's the only 3 good starts I've ever had in this championship. But no, listen, for all we can come and enjoy ourselves and have a bit of fun and actually mix it at the front end, that's the important bit. It's a lot of fun.
And the next round is away at Kirkeston. Are you going out for that one?
Oh yeah, I love Kirkeston. It's the best circuit we go to in any of the years I've done this. So there's a bar in the middle of the circuit, Fiona, and you can watch everything that goes on. It's great.
Yeah, I've been there. I know that bar. Well, congratulations once again, and we'll see you next time. Well, Mark, you've had a really good day. 3 podiums, and you finally got that win. You must be happy now.
Yeah, finally broke Robbie. I think he found it hard coming through the back, but I got a cracking start off the line round the outside. Craig Blake and got him tucked in the back. I thought the first corner was like my main sponsor in front of me, Ian Baum from BSS. So no, I kind of sent him kind of sharper line in there and got the cut back into the chicane, and he didn't defend from me at all. So it was fine and handy, and all got through. But a very, very hard battle. Just had to park, and Michael was piling the pressure on, and so was Vic coming as well. So I think at one point Vic was trying to overtake me in the grass in the main straight. So no, we've came in there, we've came laughing, joking, coming in, no damage really on the cars. A few maybe bumper-to-bumper contact, nothing severe anyway. So no, it's good to come back and enjoy it. It's good to get that first win again and get back on the top step. But no, good day's racing.
Good, well, it's nice to see you back on the top step, and hopefully you'll have more of them.
Yeah, hopefully go to Ireland and different track again, and maybe get in the top step again.
Good, well, best of luck there.
Cheers, Fiona.
Thank you.